All right, hold on. We live. Man, tired today, but we on it. We on it every day, man. I'm tired every goddamn day. I don't even know why I say that. I let a few of y'all join up before I start talking. A lot of y'all like, what the hell is a battle rhythm? I said the same thing when I heard about it though. Shout out to my man Noah. I gotta give him the credit for it, but Noah definitely gave me that term. It's an army term. Just mean really your schedule. But yeah, I bang with it. All right, hold on a second. All right, hold on. Remove that. All right. What's up, Jay Bryant? I got 11 of y'all in here. I know most of y'all probably watching the game. I'm about to get to the game in a second, but first I had to put this out. One, because I wanted to get it done today. I don't want to do it Friday or Saturday. And then two is I look at it like this, man. If I get into a rhythm, for lack of a better term, throughout this season, then I feel like I can carry that into the off season because I've been doing shows as requested rather than just creating my own schedule. So now I'm going to schedule out each week, and now I have help. I have a teams who can help me do some of the things I couldn't do by myself. So now it's time to stay a little bit more busy. I still do need time off from what we just did for this fight, but I don't think I'm going to get it because the season just so happened to start right after the fight was over. The fight was on the 24th, and that's done. But now the season is in full effect, and I still haven't really rested, so I can feel it. Like if you see it in me, in my energy, don't think I'm sad. I ain't. I really am tired. You know what I mean? But shout out to Bet US Sportsbook. Like I said, they definitely been showing a lot of love, and I also have to make sure I'm staying up to date and making sure they're feeling appreciated for what they do for me, man, because they actually do a lot for me. So I appreciate Bet US Sportsbook. Make sure you guys are using YouTube 150 as the code. If you go out there and bet, they're gonna add some dollars to your pocket, man. They're gonna sock it to your pocket. You know what I mean? So get with them. Make sure you show them some love because they show love for me, and that's how you can support me, other than super chats and everything else y'all been doing. So appreciate that. He said that was a good ass fight, Tarek. Oh, you must have watched the whole joint, huh? Yeah, it's five. It was 5 hours though, and to be honest with you, I still haven't seen all the fights. I watched maybe two of them. Other than that, I was running around that day, so I didn't even get a chance to look at them. To be honest with you, and I haven't had a chance to go back and watch all 5 hours of it. So you've watched more of it than I did, and I'm the one that threw the fight. So that's kind of crazy, right? You see, you watched about 2.5 hours. Yeah, man, it was a long, long telecast, but it was good though. It was good. We did a lot of work went into that fight, and then the production quality, I'm very happy with. There was a lot that went on that made me say, "Yeah, I can do this." My future in promoting is solidified for sure, for sure. You know what I mean? But without further ado, you guys know who we came here to talk about. That's the Saints, right? And while watching the film, I just sat and I looked. I said, "Well, what are some of their tendencies? What was Carolina doing similar to what we do, and how will certain looks be attacked based off of what we do?" I think Carolina, their scheme is a little different, right? Because they really do run single high, right? But it's two high shell, meaning pre-snap, it looks like two high safeties. But their safeties, because of their 5-man fronts up front and the way they try to get a little heavy up front, their safeties are playing man a lot in the backfield. So even though he may be rolled up 15 yards off the ball, you'll see that their safeties are usually manned up on either running backs or tight ends. And Derek Carr identified this early and was able to really take advantage of it because he knew, like, even though I'm looking at two safeties pre-snap, I know I'm just going to do a pre-snap motion. One of those safeties is going to give it away, and then I know where I can go with this football deep pretty fast. He knew based off of those hashes. And what it does is it leaves your safeties at a disadvantage. And you'll see what I'm talking about because they're trying to disguise so well with the too high looks, Carolina was. What happened is that safety's on the opposite hash. So Carr knows, hey, I can beat that safety to the spot almost every time because the strength in it is, hey, if I don't know as a quarterback that he's one of these guys is a man, then I'm not going to even bother looking deep to the left or right. I'm going to try to split these safeties, which you won't have time to do. But when I can give it away with a motion or a pre-snap motion until their tendencies change, if I can get a good look at what's going on pre-snap, then it's really not that effective, right? And, that's why Carolina got their asses whooped like that defensively. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna give you a quick example, and before I jump back in, I'm gonna go back and forth with the film because I don't need to play this straight through. I'm gonna go back and forth in the film so you can see what I'm talking about, and then also understand where we're going with it. Uh, you said, did they fear Carr that much? I think that's just their scheme. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Let me show you. All right, let me blow this up on the other screen. So if I can't see you guys, I'm not gonna see you now because I'm blowing this up and I'm about to be talking through it. Let me make sure y'all can see this first. All right, we good. Boom. All right. So this first play is just a run play, right? This just shows what Carolina was doing up front. You see, up the reason their safeties are playing man because they have 5 men up front. They were running like that 5-1-5 we were doing, or they'll run like a 3-4 look up front as their base, and it still really wasn't working because Carolina, the Saints offensive line, they're like people movers, man. So this will be our first real test, even though I think the Browns should have been, but this will be our first real test when it comes to our run fits because they can move bodies, like they're moving guys off the ball. And when you put 5 men up front and you still get moved, that's crazy. But this is what I meant when I said those two high looks. So if you don't run any motions, right now it looks like both these safeties are playing deep zone, and it looks like you're running a standard man under, right? With the linebackers doing whatever they're doing. As you see, as this develops, this isn't the play actually. This is standard man under. So when you see that on this next play, sorry about that. I didn't memorize the plays, but here you go. I'm gonna show you this one play real quick, and then all right. So you see Kamara right now, I think is in the pot in the slot, right? This is how they're attacking when you are truly in a too high shell, right? They attack underneath. They like to get Kamara out in space, and you'll see here they're just gonna run this little hitch route, and he's gonna give you a little bit off of that, right? I think our chase and tackle last week was pretty damn good. You see them move him out there, right? All right, so that's how they were. That's all they're going to do all game is do these little pre-snap motions, sort of like Kellen Moore used to do, where he's just trying to give Derek Carr a quick look at what the defense is really doing based on that motion, right? Boom. He knows, hey, I can go to Kamara quick, and that's just a quick, 8 yards they pick up off of that. Now, this on third down, you'll see what I meant, right? This is what I meant. Now, you see that? Those safeties are going to rotate. So they're going to do this all game. Now that he knows, hey, these safeties are playing man, he sees this pre-snap, this safety's now in the box playing man. So he knows whatever's going on over here is that safety that's on the opposite hash. He's covering the left side of this field. Derek Carr knows it's no way he makes it inside this post route. He knows that beforehand, right? And once you watches him take a couple of false steps, which is right about there, right there. You see that? He's already loaded up, even though they're pressuring him pretty well. This is like a cover 3 look, right? Even though it might be cover 1 because they're playing man here because 25 is following this guy across the field. The guys underneath are playing match man. So those linebackers and the nickel, they look like they're playing match man. This is like a man zone type of a deal, right? Now look at 8 at the bottom. I forget the kid's name, but he's already beat inside, and that safety can't help him because they ran a double post. So that post or that crossing route that's coming across the middle right there, I think that might be Kamara running that route. I don't know who that was that went in the slot, but that safety's guarding him, and then the high safety is already driving on that, right? Boom! Look at the throw Carr is able to make off of his back foot. That's a hell of a throw. Hell of a throw. The reason we're not as worried when we look at this, right? The reason that wasn't a Kamara running that route, actually. I don't know who that was in the slot. But the reason we're not as worried about these types of looks is because we actually really do run too high safety. So you will have the safety help out there to assist with these types of looks. But you can just see that Carr is a smart. They're smart. He's really seasoned in what they're trying to do. And once they caught wind of Carolina's scheme, they killed him with that all game. They kept hitting him with those motions, just getting those guys to move out of position and over pursue, right? You see this in the run game. These guys are always they're good at us peeling off and moving bodies, man. Their entire front line, that's just what they do. They can move guys. So we're going to see how well we match up run fit wise against them because Carolina, they have 5 men up front each time, and they still just getting pushed off the ball. I'm like, damn, even your 5-man fronts ain't doing jack shit against these guys. So that was impressive as far as their run blocking. But again, they play a lot of man underneath. I'm not sure what their scheme is, but every motion was effective. You see what the double motion just did right there. Watch this. Boom. That was that last play, right? Now watch what the double motion does on this next play. Let's watch it. See one, boom, they move. Then here's another one, boom, they move. You know what I mean? Even though they're moving to get into position this time, right? They got into position right there. That was Shaq Thomas. Good shit. But you just see how effective those motions are and how much man Carolina must be playing because every time they ran a motion, they got looks that they were happy with. Get what I'm saying? Right here, they were able to affect his safety. Watch how you could see by the safety alignments, right? And he was able to tell us due to these motions. You can see by the safety alignments what they're in because this safety one on the bottom of the screen. If you can see where I'm pointing, I don't know if you can see my cursor. If you can't, just the guy at the bottom of the screen, right? He's all the way over here to the right, and he stepped down probably 5 yards from the other safety, right? So Carr is reading this high safety's first step. If he hesitates or he tries to cover ground to make up for whatever's happening short side, long side of the field, or to the bottom half of the screen, then Carr is going to attack deep to the top, right? That's why he does this time. Watch this. Boom. You see that? Those 3 false steps there, Carr looks him into the middle of the field. So he's probably reading off this post pattern or whatever's happening at the bottom of the screen. And then that double move is working at the top of the screen. Boom. Look at Carr. Boom. See? Boom. Sets his feet, gets that ball out pretty quick. Pretty good throw. It's just good defense. But that safety would have never made it over the top of that. Like never. And they kept attacking this way. And this is all they did. They're just going to take as many shots as they can, by taking advantage of your safety alignment. And this is just a schematic error, in my opinion, from the Carolina Panthers part. Like their scheme was hurting them. It's not the talent. It was really the scheme. Now up front, I don't know what the hell is going on up front because, like I said, they get moved just off the initial step. Watch this, boom. Just watch the left side of the field. Everybody's already gone. Like they're moved out of there. They're out of there. So when this counter trade comes back, it's nothing left to really stop Kamara there. That's an easy run, easy, 9-10 yards that he got out of those. This dude was killing it too. I forgot Taysom. What the hell is his name? What the fuck is his name? I forget his name. I don't. You already know. Number 7, the only white running quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end in the league. Yeah, he's a killer. But all right, let's watch this. Let's watch this same look. You see, Carolina likes to lie here. See, what does it look like? It looks like they're in a too high shell, right? Well, Carr is not stupid. He knows. Okay, look at that motion. That motion gives it away. So now that Kamara moved in motion, you give it away, right? Now, where's that other safety at? He's all the way on the opposite hash. He's in no man's land. So Carr's just going to take advantage of that almost every time. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Now on that dig, he knows this safety now because they've been beat deep and attacked deep. He's going to respect this deep seam route or this post pattern that's developing, which opens up this dig. Number 2 has no leverage. There's nothing you could do with the middle of the field. I don't even know why they're running this scheme, but that dig route was easy. That's easy work right there. And Carr was taking advantage of that because of those pre-snap motions. They were forcing those guys to kind of show their hand. So this was just pitch and catch for him. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. Very, very poised, but it wasn't like, hey, there's a lot of tight window throws. They're forcing their safeties to give it away. Like right now, there's another motion. Watch this. Boom. That motion, they give it away. See? Now he knows exactly what's going on. Boom. Doesn't complete it, but that's because of the guys up front. They got down in his face a little bit. Boom. But yeah, every time they loaded up the box, even when Carolina loaded up, they still got moved off the ball almost every time. Every time. Good defense there. But you can see the concepts, right? You see the concepts here. They'll run a motion just to get you out of your spot. Most teams do at least that, but they'll run motion just to get you out of your spot, and then they attack the weak side of that cover 1, cover 3 look that you're really in. I said I was gonna go back and forth, but I actually been just going straight through. Kind of crazy, but it's not that long. We're almost done here anyway. We're almost done with the film. Boom. Carr still fucking completing shit, running for his life. Yeah, so Carr's dangerous, but the good thing about it is he's a spot quarterback, so he kind of stays in the pocket. He moves well, has a good pocket presence, moves well in the pocket, but I think we can get to him a lot more than we can get to even Watson last week, who was moving around. So Carr will be a quarterback that we can rush to a spot with. We don't have to spy him. That'll help us in coverage, and we'll be able to do, I think, a little bit more. Now, look here. See, again, it looks like they're in too high safety. Let's watch what they're in right after the snap. See that safety at the bottom of the screen? Where is he? He's guarding the running back. Like, he drives down, he's guarding the running back. So they're either in cover one or are they in cover three right now. That safety just was disguising that it was a too high look. It's not too high at all. And every time they did this, they would open up that vacated side of the field where that safety was. That's what Carr attacks almost every time. The reason I say we'll have more success than the Panthers is because, again, when we're in too high, we're likely in too high, but we do it in the opposite way. So they're disguising they're disguising their single high look by showing you too high. We disguise our too high look by showing you single high or showing you a double A gap look. You don't know who's coming or going underneath, and then you also don't know what our safeties are really doing until the play starts, right? Even if you run a lot of those motions, we're not really giving it away. I think one play we gave it away. I didn't put it on the film, but it was the play where Trayvon Diggs actually gets an interception. They ran a motion where Hooker was actually playing man, and he was in the slot on that play. He was either playing man or I think he was in man because his alignment was just off, and it looked like we were in single high because we had Wilson looking like he was single high at that time, right? So that I think was the only play I saw where we did it like Carolina's doing it here. But for the most part, we're the opposite. We kind of show you some fronts up front that confuse your protections, and then we attack you that way. But so it'll be a chess match up front. See how Zimmer aligns with these guys. But just wanted to show you guys what the Saints were doing. You see that there again? This time they actually throw it to the running back that the safety's guarding. But this is all they were doing all week, all last week. That's all they did. They just kept attacking either that safety spot, or they would attack him directly by attacking who he's covering, or going right after him. So that's what we'll probably see this week as well. I think they'll obviously had to add some new wrinkles to it. When they know that you're in too high and you're actually standing too high, what they like to do is get the ball to their playmakers underneath, which most people do, most teams do when they see too high looks. They're either going to try to split your safeties, which you're not going to do that effectively because of that double A gap look. You don't know if Kendricks is coming or if he's running up the middle of the field on those cover two looks. So you never really know what coverage we're in because everything looks the same. Everything looks the same, and we don't move and show our hand. We actually show our hand like 5 seconds before the snap, and I don't have the Cowboys film chopped up, so not showing you that for this go round. But you guys kind of understand what it is. It's a bunch of guys out there that have chopped up the Cowboys game, though. If you want to watch some Vach, I think Sky put some out there too. A lot of those guys have put stuff out there, so check out their pages, and if you want to see what we looked like coverage wise. Gotta get it. Taysom Hill, that's his name. Yeah, Taysom Hill. What's up, D Block? That's what they used to call me in college. D Block. Yeah, D Block 88. What's up with you? But yeah, so again, this mosquito think he tough, man. I'm about to get him. I'm gonna get him in a second if he come back over here. But mosquito keep fucking with me. But basically, what I'll do, these are coming every week, right? What I'm doing with these is just kind of doing what I used to do on Sky's show in the morning, showing what we're up against for this coming week. I like doing these, so I'll do them on my channel, and if I start doing Sky's morning show too, you'll see them there. So you might see me doing for Sky and then re-air them here, vice versa. But I still got to get on here and touch the people. So one way or another, you're going to see these battle rhythms coming out each week, and me discussing those. Now, in other news, right? Other things that we're going to discuss. So I think the Saints, let's recap real quick before we go into other things. The Saints are going to attack on the ground physically. They're very physical on the ground. I saw that, and I think that this will be our first test when it comes to what our run defense really is. Although I think the Browns were and are a good running team, they weren't as committed to run against us because the pressure that we were applying and things that we were able to do, getting those guys in a bunch of 3-and-outs, they felt a lot more anxious, I think, to push the ball downfield and try to get something going, and they couldn't. We were smothering out everything they were doing. The Saints, I think they're a little bit more persistent, and they think they're top shit when it comes to the way they move people off the ball. I'm just watching them on film. They were very excited with the way they were able to kind of bulldoze the Panthers out of the way, right? And then that's a division game too, so maybe they're a little hyped because of that too. But this will be a good test for us. So ground game, we'll see what Chauncey and Joseph and Phillips and Mozzie and Osa and those guys, D-Law, we'll see what they really made of. Nealon, we'll see what they're made of this game. And then coverage wise, I think that that's in our favor because I don't care who you are as a quarterback. When you look at what Zimmer was able to do to guys like Aaron Rodgers for years, right? By disguising that double A gap pressure scheme in so many different ways. I think it gives any quarterback fits, and running quarterbacks, have a better shot because they can, they tend to hold the ball longer anyway, right? So the fact that we did that to a running quarterback was a good thing for this defense because that's the one weakness this defense does have is running quarterbacks. But when you have guys like Overshawn who can spy and eliminate some of those runs, it's more, and then Micah as well. It's more effective because if we're able to shut down a running quarterback who holds the ball, who likes to hold the ball longer, guys who want to get the ball out fast and below that 2.3, like your Dax, like your Derek Carrs and these guys, they have trouble with that. Your traditional pocket quarterback has a lot more trouble because they are used to getting the ball out fast, and you cannot get the ball out as fast as you want against this defense because they force you to hold. As a matter of fact, let me just show you what I mean real quick because I did this before. I broke this down before. So let me just show you what I'm talking about real quick. I think I got that video. I could pull that one up rather quickly. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is versus Aaron Rodgers. So let me pull this one up. Okay. Boom. Let's show what Zim likes to do. No thanks. Blow that up. All right, go back. Go back. All right. Where's StreamYard? Get out of here. Hold on one second. All right, let me pull up StreamYard real quick. And let's add this. Present. Share screen. Boom. All right, there we go. All right, so let me go back over to this window. You guys will get an understanding for what I mean. All right. Load this up. All right. Where is the motion? Either is not moving. There we go. All right, here. Boom. All right, here we go. So this is what we were doing last week too. Right before the snap, after you already called and set your protections, that's when we show our hand and show what we were able to do or what we were doing. So you either have to assume that we're going to stay in too high and just play it as if everything's too high, which I think Aaron started to do later. But you can see here to see Kendricks now. He's showing his hand at the very last second. So it's too late for, even if you know now, hey, he's coming, it doesn't matter. You've already called your protection. It's too late for you to switch that up right now. See, there's the headset's off, and right now, boom, you can't switch that now that you know Kendricks is coming. So Rodgers gets that ball out pretty quick, but this is why it's hard when you're a quarterback that likes to get the ball out fast because they're smothering everything short, forcing you to hold the ball a little longer than you want to, right? And when you have a quarterback like Rodgers, like right there, right, he has to wait for these deep developing plays to open up. He can't just say, hey, I know exactly where to go with the ball quickly. Like you see when we're not mugging the A gap, it's a little easier for him, right? But when we're mugging, you don't know. So usually on third downs, that's when Zimmer likes to do these sorts of things, but you don't know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? You have to hold the ball longer than you anticipate. Let me see. Boom. Here we go. Damn, I keep doing that. Boom. See right there. He passed the ball like 3-4 times before he even gets the ball off. And when you look at where everyone is when he lets this one go, he has to throw with anticipation still, because it wasn't, a easy look right there. So this is what we do, or this is what Zimmer does to opposing quarterbacks, to pocket quarterbacks. He forces them to go through their progressions like a good quarterback should be able to. And when they do, they have to choose correctly after patting the ball, for 2-3 seconds longer than they want to, right? And coming off of guys too. So it's a real confusing scheme because we show you so much that confuses your protection, gives you different calls that you might need to make pre-snap. It definitely annoys the hell out of good quarterback. So if you're a good pocket quarterback, this scheme is made for you, right? The running quarterbacks are usually the ones that stress this scheme out. And like I said, the reason I think that Carr is in trouble is because we did so well against a running quarterback, right? And that was that was impressive to me. I think Watson is better than he showed last week, but he just didn't look like that against us. There's that A gap scheme right there. Boom. See what I'm saying? Like they have their ways. Like Rodgers had his ways of trying to attack that, but everything was forcing him to hold the ball a little longer. Everything we were doing, everything Zimmer was doing, because it's not us, it's the Vikings. But you get what I'm saying. Boom. And you saw that there in his drop back right here. Watch Rodgers' eyes. He's looking for something and it's not there. Boom. Gotta go somewhere else. And then when he's going frantically. He just knows he had that quick outlet set up. Here it is right now. Look. And I think they're actually going to score on this play. But look at what he's dealing with, right? I think they score here. I'm not sure. But look at what he's dealing with pre-snap. And you don't know what the coverage is. You have no clue, right? It looks like a zero blitz. Sometimes we do zero blitz. Sometimes we bring one. But they're forcing early. Hey, you got to get that ball out quick, but you don't know what's coming. Yeah, they do score on this play. But you don't know what's coming prior to. So these types of plays are hard to deal with. This scheme is hard to deal with for any quarterback. And this is why Rodgers was like complaining. He was like, hey, man, they gave me hell for years, because you have to be a good post-snap quarterback to beat this. You can't just come up, line up, and say, hey, you see how easy it was for Carter to kind of dictate what was going on. You're not going to come in and understand what's going on that quickly against this defense. So this will be a good week, Let's pay attention to what Carson does this week, because he's going to be tested, because Carr can definitely spin the ball. He could put the ball out there. That was a great throw off his back foot in that game. I love what he can do. So this is going to be a good test for us. I think Carr always plays pretty well when he plays. As I think when he was with the Raiders, he gave us hell. So yeah, this will be a good game to watch. A little bit of constructive criticism is to have multiple monitors open to go over the chat and the film. Oh, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate constructive criticism. Get the hell out of here. It's like normally messing with you, man. No, I have just one laptop, and I don't like to open up two screens because I want things huge. I just like to see what I'm doing. But he said, thanks for the great content and all in-depth film analysis. Thanks, Laura Bell. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. But yeah, in other news, man, you got Shannon Sharp fake smashing on IG Live. I just want to say, man, they came at Shannon Sharp so much about being gay. I think that he's going above and beyond to try to prove that he isn't, or that he's bi. I don't know what he's trying to prove, but there's no way you go on IG Live by accident. So that was definitely a publicity stunt, but it was just funny to me because now he the bid. Everybody memeing him up. That was a funny joint. Beyond that, I think the conspiracy theories are out about Kamala and Trump. Talking about the fact that she had like an earpiece in, which it did look like she had one in though, and she was answering real confident, and she's usually like kind of burn brain. So I think maybe there's some truth to it, but there's been a lot going on this week that's been funny to me. And shout out to my man Noah from Stargazer Media. He's telling me I should start a page and start reacting to some of the other things that are going on out there. Because it's some funny shit. Like some of the conversations both me, him, and Maine be having, it'd be funny. So we're gonna start reacting to stuff like that. But right now, I just wanted to touch on that because I thought that it was a crazy stunt by Shannon. I'm like, hey, bro, come on, man. I think he trying too hard now, man. Like, you know what I mean? He trying hard, man. You making yourself look like you DL Hughley for real. You DL. You know what I mean? But You know what I mean? Hey, I don't care what you do with your work. That's your business. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he might be part of the Rainbow Coalition for real after that's done. I said, this is crazy. But we got a game tonight, so I know Miami. Most of y'all watching Miami versus the Bills. I'm about to get home and watch it too. As I said, I just came from jiu-jitsu practice. I'm starting jiu-jitsu up now, so I can become more dangerous. You know what I mean? That's for you, Marcus. When I know you do your Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu and shit like that. So I'm on it now. But I'm out of here, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. And until next week, this will be the battle rhythm for the week. Peace, people. Love y'all. I'm out.